Good morning, and welcome to episode 72 of Getting Rich. I'm your host, Rich Checkan, president of Asset Strategies International, and today is Wednesday, April 20th, 2022. Well, welcome everybody back from the holiday weekend, whether you were celebrating Easter, Passover, or just enjoying the long weekend that a lot of people had. We welcome you back. When we take a look at the precious metals last week, we saw all of them were surging, partly due to the escalation of the war in Ukraine, partly due to the increased threat of COVID in China, and that's with the new strain, and with the impact that that's anticipated for the economy there in China. And part of it was the lead up to the long holiday weekend. We had 3 days in a row where trading did not occur, and that usually drives people to jump on one side of the fence or the other into a long holiday trading holiday weekend. They want to either be in the market if they anticipate upward bias, or they want to be out of the market if they anticipate downward bias. Clearly, last week people wanted to be in the market with Friday, Saturday, and Sunday being closed. This week, we're seeing a bit of a sell-off, and that's expected. We would anticipate some profit taking as a result of last week's moves. We're also seeing a bit of a response to yields to US and Euro bonds. And part of it, although I don't understand this, is due to tough talk from Jerome Powell and the administration about tackling inflation with their interest rate hikes. And we'll touch on that in a second. But let's first look at the numbers for the past week. Gold today is at 1,953.30. That's down 1.33% from 1979.60 last week. Silver is at 25.26, down 2.25% from 25.84 last week. And just of note, gold scared 2,000 last week, and silver scared $26 an ounce last week. For platinum, we're currently at 988 an ounce, down from 996. That's a 0.8% drop. And palladium virtually unchanged, down $1 to 2483 from 2,484 last week. With gold slightly outperforming silver, your gold silver ratio is up to 77.6. It's taking more ounces of silver to buy that ounce of gold. And your US dollar index, which has been surging for weeks, showed a little bit of weakness this past couple days. It's down to 100.29 from 100.41. Teddy Roosevelt was famously known for his comment, "Speak softly and carry a big stick." When it comes to tackling inflation, Jerome Powell and the Fed are speaking very, very loudly and carrying a toothpick. All right, they seem to think that we will believe that, one, this was Putin's tax, even though inflation was raging for over a year now, and Russia only invaded Ukraine a couple months ago. So that's number one. But number two, they think that quarter point and half point interest rate hikes will make a difference when we need, again, folks, 10% interest rate in order to tackle and combat inflation, which is near 10% now. It's just under it. So we've got a lot of work to do. We raised it 0.25% at the last meeting. They're expecting 50 basis points in May, maybe 50 basis points in June, 50 basis points in July. That doesn't even get us to 2%. Okay, that is not even close to having an impact on inflation. We're going to talk about that along with a heavy dose of Bitcoin Thursday night. If you haven't signed up, go ahead and sign up underneath this video for our webinar. It's our second quarter webinar on the move with Chris Blasey and myself. Our guest will be Chris Denza of ErisX, and we're going to get into all things crypto and again tackle that debate, gold versus crypto, this, that, or both. We'll cover that on Thursday night. Join us 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Don't miss it. As always, we want you to go ahead and subscribe and like us on the YouTube channel. Send us your comments and questions. Subscribe to our social media at Asset Strategies. Sign up for our monthly newsletter information line and our weekly, twice weekly, always something interesting alerts. And please Don't ever forget that getting rich starts with keeping what's yours.